Hi, I'm Madeline Holland, and this is my audience. Hello, everyone. Have you ever thought about how different the world would be if we didn't have antibiotics? Like, what if a simple cut or sore throat could actually cost someone their life? That was the reality not too long ago, until something amazing happened completely by accident. Today, I want to inform you about penicillin and how it was discovered and why it was such a big deal, and how it continues to save lives even now. After this, I hope you will have a better understanding of how penicillin didn't just change medicine, but how it truly changed the world. Penicillin was first discovered in 1928 by a biologist named Alexander Fleming while working in his lab. Alexander noticed that mold had started growing on one of his petri dishes. What was weird was that the mold was killing the bacteria around it. Most people probably would have just thrown it out, but Fleming was curious and decided to look into it. He ended up naming the mold Penicillin notatum. At first, no one really paid much attention to his discovery. Fleming didn't have tools to turn this into medicine, and people just kind of moved on. It was until years later that a group of other scientists, including Howard Florey and Ernst Chain, figured out how to take that mold and turn it into something that could actually be used to treat infections in people. This started with them isolating and purifying the penicillin from the mold. They wanted to first test the effectiveness of the penicillin, so they tested it on mice. The results showed that the penicillin did treat severe bacterial infections. After they realized the importance of penicillin, Florey and Chain worked with a pharmaceutical company to get it out into the world. This made penicillin available to treat countless patients during the war. Once World War II started, penicillin began to be used to treat soldiers with infected wounds. This was a big deal because before antibiotics, even small injuries could lead to serious infections that could end up being fatal. Penicillin helped prevent that, and as a result, it saved thousands of lives. It quickly became known as a miracle drug, and for a good reason. The discovery of penicillin was the beginning of a whole new era in medicine, and it completely changed how doctors treated infections. They started to prescribe penicillin in pill or injection form, which then kills the bacteria which caused the infection. After the war, penicillin became available to the general public, not just soldiers. Just like on the battlefield, it started saving lives everywhere. Before penicillin, things we consider minor today, like strep throat, infected cuts, or even pneumonia, could be deadly. Now, doctors had a way to fight those infections, and people could recover faster and more safely. Penicillin is part of a group of antibiotics that come from a type of mold, known as Penicillium chrysogenum. What makes it so important is that it stops bacteria from growing and spreading into the body by blocking cell wall synthesis, leading to weakened cell walls and cell death. This aids your immune system in a better chance of healing without getting overwhelmed. It was one of the very first antibiotics ever discovered, and it works so well that it's considered one of the most important medical breakthroughs in history. Not only did penicillin save lives on its own, but it was also a pioneer drug that led to the development of many other antibiotics we still use today. Without penicillin, a lot of the treatments doctors do now would be a lot more dangerous. Things like surgeries, cancer treatments, organ transplants, and even dental work could lead to serious infections without antibiotics to back them up. Penicillin is now a huge part of surgeries and helps lower the risk of infections, which used to be one of the biggest reasons people didn't survive operations. Before antibiotics, even a basic surgery could have life-threatening risks. Patients could make it through the actual procedure, but if they got an infection afterwards, doctors didn't have much that they could do. Penicillin changed that by giving doctors a way to stop those infections and keep patients alive and healthy. Today, antibiotics like penicillin are given before and after surgeries to prevent the bacteria from causing these problems. Penicillin didn't just make surgery safer, it made it more advanced, and it made more surgeries possible. Doctors can now do complex procedures like these organ transplants and open heart surgeries and cancer treatments that would have been impossible or way too risky in the past. All of that is thanks to the miraculous discovery of penicillin. In conclusion, penicillin was a very important discovery. It might just seem like some random science discovery, but it actually changed the world in such a huge and impactful way. Before it was discovered, people could die from something as small as a cut or a sore throat, but once doctors were introduced to penicillin, They were able to treat infections and save hundreds of thousands of lives. What's crazy about penicillin is that it was discovered by accident. That mold that Alexander Fleming found on his petri dish became penicillin, the first real antibiotic. Even today, penicillin is used all the time. It helps with these surgeries and infections and a lot of other things we don't even think twice about. Without it, medicine wouldn't be nearly as safe or advanced as it is now. So, next time you get to antibiotics for something like strep throat, just remember that medicine exists because of a moldy dish in a lab almost 100 years ago. Thank you for listening.